Hi, hello. Do you remember Goosebumps? It was this gigantic book series throughout the 90s that branched out into things like toys, board games, video games, and yes, even television. Debatably, the show is even more well known than the books, but that really just comes down to the god-tier theme song. Now, for the OGs on this channel, you guys know that I'm no stranger to Goosebumps. That ranking video is still my highest viewed video, and if you're new to the channel, don't watch it. For the love of God, don't watch it. Watch the Are You Afraid of the Dark one if you have to watch one, just don't watch the Goosebumps one. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still really proud of that video, but it's my first video. You know? Also cruel to them. So the worms, via supernatural unexplained means, rise up and scare and torture him to stop messing with worms. Even the Dark Souls-sized worm shows up to teach him a lesson. Real A+ job on that line read, Colin. Really good on that one. You could, yeah, okay, one and done, baby. But of course, none of this would exist without the man, the myth, the legend, R.L. Stine. I mean, without him, these Taco Bell toys wouldn't be here today. And do you really want to live in a world where they don't exist? And while Goosebumps may be his most popular and successful franchise, it's not his only one. Fear Street is yet another horror series of books he has written that is more so aimed at a young adult demographic. Or there are also the Haunting Hour books, which are aimed at a more tween demographic. And when I say books, I mean two. Haunting Hour is just a simple collection of short stories. Still got a 76 episode run though. Somehow. Also, I know people really want me to rank all the episodes in that series like I did with Goosebumps, and I will, just not this year, unfortunately. But out of everything in this man's legacy, there was a series in the early 2000s that many either didn't know or have just forgotten. And I'm talking about The Nightmare Room.
The Nightmare Room.
This was a series that was essentially supposed to be like Goosebumps, but aimed more so at a teen demographic, which is what Goosebumps Series 2000 was supposed to be, but either way, they both kind of flopped. I mean, teens don't really read about horror, you know? They want to read about weird dystopian societies where a girl falls in love with a baker who can perfectly camouflage in with a rock because he could decorate cakes. Or they want to read a love story about two characters dying of cancer where that book really got 8th graders romanticizing cancer, by the way. Like I don't blame John Green at all. I just think 8th graders are really dumb and impressionable. But after The Nightmare Room, R.L. Stine went back to writing for Goosebumps, and he still writes Goosebumps to this day. So really, The Nightmare Room should be a brief footnote, really not worth discussing. However, it did in fact get a TV series. F***ing somehow. Spanning just 2 seasons and a laughably short 15 episodes. Yeah, they were really banking on this book series being the next big thing after Goosebumps. And, you know, I can't really blame them. Goosebumps fucking ran in the 90s. I'd bet on that horse too. But I did check out the series, and there's one episode I just really have to highlight. And before anyone starts commenting, I fucking know it's September, okay? If people can start celebrating Christmas in November, I can start celebrating Halloween in September. Fuck off. And if you weren't going to say anything, just ignore that last comment I made. But the episode I would like to highlight today is Season 1, Episode 6, School Spirit. And off rip, we have to talk about this intro. Now, I know it's not fair to compare the two, and this show is really going for its own vibe, but there's no touching the Goosebumps theme.
When the lights fade and the moon rises, anything can happen. The world becomes a carnival of shocks and chills. A world whirling merry-go-round that never stops, spinning faster and faster, taking you on a frightening ride. You will be a frightening ride. I'm R.L. Stine.
No, the fuck you're not. Do you guys know what R.L. Stine sounds like?
Well, look at Goosebumps. No one ever dies. There are no guns.
I mean, it just couldn't be more night and day, you know?
Don't fall asleep.
I mean, I'll try not to, but I'm watching The Nightmare Room.
Brother, this guy stinks!
I know it wasn't good. I tried. I really tried, though. But we finally opened on a class sitting in on detention with the overseeing teacher just lecturing them.
Teachers, people who spend their entire lives devotedly trying to help you. And what do we get in return? We are ridiculed, made fun of, and then we are forgotten.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Clearly he's got his own shit going on. Homeboy was probably just caught vaping in the bathroom. That has nothing to do with him. But the power goes out and the teacher heads off to go investigate.
I just wanted to let you know that I was really looking forward to learning something today.
Don't worry. You will.
Oh my god. He's gonna make him learn the quadratic formula. The cruel bastard. So the kids just sit around and talk for a bit, and this is kind of where you miss the Goosebumps cheese. You know? Because Goosebumps dialogue was hammy as hell, and all the characters were just extreme exaggerations of certain archetypes. But here, it's just all so subdued. That being said, you still get the classic fake out jump scares though. Always good to see those back.
Okay. How long does it take to check a circuit breaker? Well, if he's gone for this long, can't we leave? Isn't that like a rule?
15 minutes. That's the golden number right there. Okay, how did that shit even start? I remember one time in middle school, it got like really close. Like a teacher wasn't there for like 12 minutes, and I legitimately thought like I could just go home if that happened. But like, have any of y'all like, like actually left? You know, like 15 minutes passed and you just fucking dipped? I mean, honestly, like, I want to know. I want to hear that story. But all the kids slowly realize that they all actually don't belong in detention. Instead, they've all received notes to head to that classroom after the last bell. Ooh, detention when you didn't deserve it. It's not scary, but it does evoke an emotion. One worse than fear. I don't know. So after this realization, and the teacher is still not back, they all split up with one staying behind. Through conversation, it's revealed that they got rid of the debate team because of funding, that Langley, the teacher overseeing detention, was thought to be retired, and they also find out that all the exits are locked. Very interesting. Now, why would they get rid of the debate team? That's what I want to know. That's the mystery I want answered. I really hope the show explores this thoroughly. Yep, okay.
Left to go? You guys quit fooling around.
Oh, dude, you know the classic prank where words just appear on a chalkboard? Maybe the show is... maybe the show is just as cheesy as Goosebumps.
Oh, shoot.
You know, it just might be.
It's time, Frederick,
Time for what?
to pay for the sins of your brother.
Listen, man, he just got caught vaping in the bathroom. It ain't that serious, it ain't that deep. Just walk it off. Also, another fake out jump scare. So, count it. The kids all meet up briefly before they're interrupted by a terrifying scream. I mean, come on. I've seen some dudes release some truly primal screams from playing Call of Duty. That shit ain't nothing. Like, what do you think the direction was for that scene? Okay. Now I'm gonna need you to scream as if your life depended on it, as if your lungs are filled with this air that must come up, releasing forth a guttural, petrifying scream. And action. Cut. I think we got it, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, the kids return to find Freddy gone. Oh yeah, that was the kid's name, by the way. Fred or Freddy. He was in the episode for such a short amount of time, I couldn't really say his name before he was just gone. But truth be told, these kids' names are pretty irrelevant anyways. None of their personalities really stand out too much to be distinct from one another. Except for Freddy. You know, he was like the good boy. I mean, he still sat in the classroom like he was told, you know, to serve out his detention time, and, well, I guess he died because of it, so I guess break the rules, kids. Public educator.
4 left to go. What is that supposed to mean?
I mean, it could mean there's 4 hours left to go for your detention, although that would be kind of absurd. I guess depending on the day of the week, it could be how many days left until the end of the week.
It means Freddy's gone. And we're next.
Okay. Not loving the energy coming from that over there. Kind of a downer. But it can mean like 4 seasons. But the group starts to argue and we get our third fake out jump scare. So
Stop it!
Go ahead and...
Hey guys.
Yeah, just go ahead and count that one too. It's literally back to back. But the gang tries to use a payphone to call for help. A payphone in school, kind of already dating the episode. But then they go on to talk about using email.
What about email?
No phones, Alexis. No phones, no modem, no email.
No. The office has a T1, which means we don't need a modem.
Despite being like horribly outdated, I actually really like this brainstorming session. Because oftentimes in horror media, it's like, oh my god, my phone doesn't have service, or my batteries died, or the phone line was cut. And okay, it's cliched, but it's fine. It works, alright? But more often than not, it's just like, well, that's it. I guess we're SOL. I'm gonna go stand in the corner now. But in this scenario, they're using tools and technology relevant to the time and setting. And I applaud them for that. Granted, it's not much, it's a low bar to clear, but god damn it, I give credit where it's due. But that's enough credit. Let's go back to making fun of this thing. So the gang splits up in pairs of 2. One goes to try to find the laptop, and the other go to look at windows? Why?
Read it.
1992 varsity debate team, state champions, coach Tobias Langley.
With your boy, who said they wanted to hear more about the debate team. I did. You know what's funny? This video is of course scripted, but I wrote the script while I was watching this, and I threw that debate team joke in there as just a throwaway kind of joke. So I was so excited to see this actually come up and have some weight in the actual story itself. So this guy is the next to get got. Once again, the name's not really relevant. This girl runs for help in a really short yet fun and well done sequence. Motherfuckers busted out the dolly zoom and everything for this. But they all finally reunite and go back to confirm that, yeah, that dude is dead. Anyways, they eventually find out that Langley had been dead for 5 years. Damn, who could have saw that coming? That's fucking wild. Oh my god. Sixth Sense? Do I hear a 6 M Night? Yo, M Night, watch out. Anyways, this chick runs off from the group and gets murked because of it. I mean, stick together. It's not fucking difficult, people. You know what? I take back what I said about this episode going above the old cut phone line cliche. Because they sure do love the gang splitting up cliche a lot in this episode. So the 2 remaining figure out that they each did something to Langley when he was alive, and that's the reason why he's doing this to them now. Except for fucking Freddy. Freddy did nothing wrong. Langley's beef with Freddy comes down to his older brother. His older brother was a dick, not Freddy.
To pay for the sins of your brother.
Oh, that. He was a good boy. Anyways, homegirl gets stuck in a monologue, and when she turns around, homeboy is down for the count. But hey, there's finally a legitimate, non-fake out jump scare in this episode. It's goofy as hell, but at least it's authentic. Anyways, she figures out that Langley probably wants his debate team trophy back in the trophy case. You know, old man slowly walking up to a girl trying to unlock a trophy case.
I'm trying!
It ain't the most scary thing out there. But Langley gives her the key to the trophy case, and the trophy is restored to its rightful position, and the man just pieces out. And everything goes back to normal. The end. Now, the message of this episode is pretty straightforward, right? It's commenting on the fact that most school programs are underfunded, unless they're athletics. There's a bit at the end where two staff members talk about taking down this memorial wall to make way for sport-related accolades, right? It couldn't be more on the nose. I just think it's really f***ing funny how they chose something like the debate team to share this message. Because usually most of the time when it comes to public schooling, the art programs are usually the most underfunded. Hell, my drama club in high school probably ran on a constant budget of 12 cents and half McChicken. And yet, they still put on one hell of a show for Pippin, so I'll give them that. But the debate team? I mean, it's the debate team, you know? Now, I'm completely ignorant, but I'm assuming it costs next to nothing to run something like that. But maybe they didn't want to focus on another creative curriculum activity because Goosebumps already has a story that kind of already does that. But as far as the Nightmare Room goes, it's kind of boring, to be honest. It had its moments of cheesy schlocky fun, but at the same time, it's appealing to an older demographic. So ultimately, those elements that still make Goosebumps a great watch today are just really subdued, unfortunately. That being said, I've only watched 3 episodes out of the 15, and I definitely plan on watching more. But that's where I'm gonna end the video for today. Like, comment, and share the video because it really helps out the channel. Go ahead and subscribe because I got future videos coming out that you don't want to miss. And happy early Halloween, and thanks for watching.